I'm just saying, as an owner of the UFC, here's some things I want to see change. How about you, Mr. Owner Man? How you feeling?
Man, the first thing I need to be changed. There's only two big things I want changed in the UFC. The one small thing that needs to be changed in UFC is the 5 round fight for co-main events. That is not a championship fight. I feel like all championship fights should be 5 rounds, but
You mean main
if it is,
events?
oh, I'm sorry, main events.
Main
It's the
events,
same
main
thing as
events
championship fights
only.
even only. If it's a main event and it's not two champions, I feel like it should be a 3 round fight. I don't care. If you put a card together and there's not a championship fight on it, there's only 3 rounds. Personally, I feel like
I even go even further.
go ahead.
Hell, make the championship fight 3 rounds.
But why is it 5 rounds in the first place? You giving the champion
Because
a little bit more time to get his belt back if he starts losing the first couple rounds.
couldn't date. Look, because it was the boxing model that they had, where as you come up in the ranks, you're gonna do 4 rounds, you'll do 6 rounds, you'll do 8 rounds, you'll do 10 rounds. If it's a championship fight, you'll do 12 rounds. And so then, whenever we started up the UFC, us owners, because we own this,
We
it
own
was
this now.
it was 3 rounds. Okay, well, what if it's a championship fight? We'll make it five, bro. That's 25 minutes. That's a lot. But then again, like if it's a 3 round main event and you pack 5 rounds worth of action into 3 rounds, what's the difference?
There is no difference.
What's the
I feel
difference?
like
Uh huh.
there is no difference. I feel like in a 5 round fight, the first round doesn't count
Yeah.
in most fights. It's more of a fill out process, and the fill out process lasts a little bit longer because either one of the opponents wants to have their gas tank last a little longer, or you see the total opposite. You see an individual come out strong, and then all of a sudden he gasses or she gasses at the end of the fourth, going into the fifth round, and they're just trying to hold on for the last round. And I want to see a legitimate fight between two individuals, best man win or best woman win in 3 rounds. I feel like I can get the best performance, or I can see the best performance in a 3 round championship fight. That's just me personally.
I don't. I'm just saying. Look, you either tell me to run a mile or you tell me to run 100 yards. At the end, I'm gonna be the same amount of tired if I put the same amount of effort to finish the
Exactly.
best way that I possibly can. And
Exactly.
look, go ahead, Mr. Owner Man. What you got?
The other thing, as an owner of the UFC, that I would love to change, I feel like they need to get more clarification in the judging. I feel like whenever the judges give their 10-9s or 10-8s or 10-10 rounds, they should come with some clarification, maybe a checkbox or something of why. I need to know why, because whenever we have these close fights that we see differently from the judges, I need to know why they scored that fight the way they scored it. And they should just put one sentence beside their score and say this guy did ground and pound a little bit longer than the other guy. Something to signify why that they scored the round the way they scored. I don't know. That's just me personally, because sometimes you look at this fight, you see it, it's one sided or one way in your eyes, and you doing about the eye test. Then all of a sudden the judges are like 50-45. You're like, he didn't win a round? What the you know what I'm saying? So I mean, how do you feel about that?
Now, I don't necessarily think that there's anything that we can personally do about that because the judges are hired by the commission. And so, therefore, holding them accountable would be a lot harder, especially from state to state. Now, with that being said, even if it wasn't holding the judge accountable, it's like, why did you give that scorecard? Because, it's tough to put people on the spot. Everybody these days, real sensitive. They're
Oh
either
yeah.
they're either sensitive or they see sensitive people and then they act all sensitive about that. But everyone's sensitive from what I see. From there, you say immediate feedback. They're doing it
Yeah.
in Invicta and it's working. Seems like open scoring to where they show us what the score is after the round, and the crowd will let you know. The crowd will let you know real quick. You say 10-9 for the other guy, and the entire crowd's like, nah, homie, he won the round. They'll let you know. What that'll start doing is it'll start evening out some of
Yeah.
them scorecards because
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay attention because it isn't when the fight's over that we're going to take a look at your scorecard. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay. What else you got, Mister Owner Man?
Man, that's all I got right now, man. What you got on your list of
Nah,
now
nah.
you're an
But see,
owner?
look, see, look. Now I gotta call you out because we had some other things that you was talking about, Mister Owner Man. You said you wanted to get rid of weight cutting.
Oh man, yeah, man. Hey, I don't feel like weight cutting is if you don't get rid of it, I feel like you should do something with it. So like the 30 days out before the fight, I feel like there should be a weigh-in and you should be within a certain amount of weight 30 days into the fight to make it more evenly matched whenever the fight comes about so that the two individuals weigh closer to the weight that they're weighing in at. So that's just me personally because now you're putting two 100% fighters in the cage. And I feel like you get a better fight because I feel like some of these individuals deplete themselves to the point where they don't perform as well as they could because they didn't put themselves in the best position to get there. That's just me personally.
Now
I've
look,
seen I've seen some weight cuts and I've seen you cut some weight, and I don't feel like it's a necessity to get down to a certain weight just to deplete your body of all the nutrients or necessities that it needs on a daily basis. That's just me personally. That's
now
just me.
I'm gonna put this out here, and now that we own the UFC, that's going all that extra 30 days stuff. That's gonna cost us money. I looked at the price is 27. It's 27.56. I got 27 in on the game right now. I'm not trying to see that go down to 24. You know what I mean? That's them $3 could be in my pocket, lay away for that new Lambo. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it here's the thing. Every time you try and make something happen, someone's going to do something for that. Okay, 30 days out. You got to 30 days out, we're going to come down, we're going to weigh you, all this, that, and the other. Somebody's going to be cutting weight 30 days out so that they can get within the weight threshold so that they can balloon back up so they can cut weight later. Someone's gonna be doing that. Same day weigh-ins, somebody gonna die. Somebody's gonna try to cut 15 pounds 6 hours before a fight and go out there and get their head beat in, and somebody's gonna die. So that ain't gonna work either. Now they say they had a what was it, 1FC? Was it 1FC? That they had it to where you fight in your natural weight class, but they didn't disclose anything. So there's a lot of shady stuff going on with that. But that was the best thing. So when Mighty Mouse went to 1FC, he didn't fight at 125, fought at 135. When Ben Askren was over there, he didn't fight at 170, fought at 185. And so everybody fought a weight class up, which was like cool. Because it's like not only am I going to weight class up, but they all going to weight class up. But then you get Sage Norcutt, who goes down there at 155. He fights at 170, and it looked like he fighting a dude that weighed 250.
Yeah.
So it's a little shady stuff going around. But I say if us as the UFC, because we keep everything on the up and up here at the UFC. We're very transparent. I open the books. I'm gonna call Dana right now, so I'm gonna open the books. If we could keep it transparent to where everybody could basically do that, move the weight class up, it'd be pretty cool. What I would do as an owner, add more weight classes.
True.
We want to. I don't
True.
know why we got to put a damn title fight on every card anyway. Might well add more weight class because we're going to do it.
True.
I want
And then
65, 95, and 225.
something I didn't mention that we should add, they should decrease the amount of fights that they have on a regular basis because I feel like it's more washed than when it was in the past. I feel like they're just putting on events just to put on events and they don't have any thought process
Yeah,
behind it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Personally, that's just me personally because I feel like you watch some fight cards, you just like, what's the point? Where we getting? What we're doing with this main event right here? What's going to happen next? Like,
There's no implications on any of these fights.
no, there's nothing going on. Like the Tyron Woodley main card, it was on I think it was a fight night or whatever. If he won, what would he get? To fight somebody else? There's no implications to it because he was on a 3-fight losing streak. There's just nothing to that. So what's the point of putting that card on? I know
Well,
you're trying to get some people in the limelight and some individuals that most eyes don't see on a regular basis, and you're trying to get some of these newbies in there so they can get seen by the masses. But if you putting on a fight after fight after fight, what's going to happen is the masses ain't going to tune in unless you're a diehard MMA watcher.
now
So
just for a rebuttal of that, as owner of the UFC, I just want to put this out here. We're contractually obligated to put on a whole bunch of shows a year. We signed it. I don't. If they'd asked me before they went public, then I was like, that's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah,
But they're contractually obligated to have to put on enough shows. At this point, I don't think we care that about who the fighters are, the fighters that we put on the card, as long as we make a show happen, as long as we fill that time slot that they
true.
need for ESPN. So therefore, we bring in just about whatever we need to get the job done, and then every now and again we get our splash events that have some type of implications on it. The only problem is we are now setting a precedence to say I'm going to take a look and I'm going to tell myself, huh, I can skip this one, and then I might skip the next one, and then I might skip the next one. Back in the day,
True that.
UFC like 100 and stuff like that, or even before then, you looked at the card and you said, I don't know what y'all doing on that day, but I'm not coming into work.
Especially if you work the night job, man.
You
But
made time.
if the UFC does what you said, boss man, and they create more divisions, they would have more title fights,
And
more
keep the
title
roster the same.
implications,
Yeah.
and then you would have the ability to put more cards together because now you have a championship fight that you can actually put together twice a month for 12 months, which is 24 different fights. Because I feel like you can find a championship fight for 1 to 2 cards every month. Just personally, I just feel like you can find out more than what you got right now.
Yeah. As long as they don't give them stupid uh names. That's the only thing that got me. Uh what was it they were trying to call 175? Was it junior welterweight? Super welterweight or something?
Yeah, they don't need to do that like boxing is.
Because you got what? Flyweight, bantamweight, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, cruiserweight, heavyweight. But then we just got to figure out better names. Super welter, super middle. I'm okay with that.
Right?
I
I
don't.
don't care. I don't care what they do as long as they create something that makes it better than what it is right now. Because some of these cards, you look at it and you're like, okay, I watched 1 or 2 fights, but I can skip it.
I
I
could
can
skip
skip
it,
it.
or the main event don't usually come on till about 12. So I'll tune in at 11:30,
Exactly. Exactly.
and if I see it, I see it,
Exactly.
or if I miss it, I miss it. I can take it or leave it. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey man. Hey, so everybody in the building right now, if you got any comments on what the UFC should change, we bosses now. We the boss now. So we got some ideas
I see what I could
for it is. Yeah, we'll see.
do.
We'll see what kind of input we can put in there though.